Are grow lights just a little more expensive than your budget can handle? We found a solution that you're going to love. Hi, I'm Jonathan, the Provident Prepper. For years we had wanted grow lights, but always thought they were just too expensive. Since this year we are trying to really maximize our garden, we decided having grow lights would be an important part of helping that to happen. So we did a little bit of research and talked to some professionals, and we came up with a design that is really fairly inexpensive and yet you can see does an amazing job. So we'll give you all the details. Stay tuned. We want to show you a grow light system that we put in place this year that has really made a big difference. Because of the economic and other challenges that we're facing right now, we have really wanted to up our game when it comes to our garden. These lights have been the key to getting that started. To get started with our research, we went and visited Kenneth. He's a good friend of ours and he has been growing plants under lights for years. And here is Kenneth's bathroom, and he has more lights there. And again in his laundry room. Everywhere he can find a space, he hangs a light and grows plants. Another part of our learning includes Tom Bartels' class that we are taking. Every year he starts his plants indoors using these grow lights, which is a 4-bulb shop light, and he has about 7,000 lumens. This has worked really well for him. Once we had done our research, we ordered the supplies that we needed and we got it started. As you can see, it's working extremely well. This rack that we purchased from Home Depot was the perfect set of shelves for our grow light garden. As you can see here, I'm installing these lights, and that only took just a few minutes. Initially, I found the bulbs that I wanted at Home Depot, but they wouldn't ship them. So I went on Amazon and found the same bulbs, and they would ship them, and they came and they were in perfect condition. They packaged them really well, so we didn't have any breakage at all. The key to these grow lights is getting the right bulbs. You want a Kelvin rating from 5,000 to 6,500, which is the daylight series. And you want lumens from about 2,500 or higher if you can get them. The lumens is the amount of light it's putting out, so obviously the more light you have, the better things are going to grow. We decided to purchase these 2-bulb shop lights, and they have worked out really well. They have an adjustable chain on them, which allows us to get the light right down on the plants or to raise it up as they grow. They were also fairly inexpensive, and it makes our system quite adaptable. For right now, we have 2 of these light sets on each shelf. But if we wanted, we could put 3. There's room that we could put 3 of these in, and so it makes it very flexible. The only downside to the 2 light fixtures is it does result in a lot of cords, but that's not a big deal. You can see them neatly kind of tied together there. They are plugged into a power strip that we manually turn on and off for now, but we are getting a timer, so this will all be automated. You can see on the right hand side, those are Kenneth's timers that he uses to turn his on and off.
Grow lights are only one of the important factors in creating the ideal environment to start your seedlings. In this photo, you can see our little baby tomato seedlings on the bottom, which have done a nice job of growing up. And you can see the seedlings at the top after they're several weeks old. And today, I actually just planted some of them out in the garden.
And I should note that this was a fun experience for our kids. And especially the girls just got so excited when these little plants start popping their heads up and they were starting to give them names and all kinds of stuff. It was really kind of fun.
It was adorable because these are 17-year-old girls, and I did the tomatoes, but we allowed them to plant their own trays of whatever they were going to put in their garden. And some of them, well, a lot of them, I guess, were flowers. But they would just be so excited when another baby seedling would sprout. So it was really fun. Soil is key to growing healthy seedlings. It's important that you start with a good seedling or propagation mix. If you use a regular potting mix, the fertilizers can be too strong and burn the little seedlings as they grow. I went to a local nursery and just purchased a bag of propagation mix. It wasn't very expensive and it did a great job. Tom Bartels in our class has a recipe for a propagation mix that you can make on your own that's even less expensive. And we'll provide a link in the description to one of the videos that Tom has created. Make sure that your soil is always nice and moist. The next step is to create a greenhouse effect. After you plant the seedlings and water it, you want to put some type of handy wrap or plastic on the top just until those seedlings emerge. It creates a greenhouse effect that helps them germinate better. And we chose to water them with a squirt bottle. You could use an old ketchup bottle or a mustard bottle, anything like that. The squirt bottle did a really good job of not disrupting the soil around the seedling. Now you've created these beautiful seedlings in a protective environment. If you just take them right out and plant them in the ground, they are going to windburn and sunburn and die, and all your work will be for naught. It's important to go through a process of hardening off before you plant those tender seedlings in the ground. This is my back patio, and I take my trays out onto the back patio. This faces east. The sun comes up in the east, and before it gets very hot, the patio is actually shading those plants. So they're protected, and yet they're still able to get some regular sunshine. They feel the wind movement, and it's a really good way to harden them off. If the temperatures are at all cool, I bring them back in at nighttime. As we progress, I will push these onto the lawn just a little bit further every day to allow them to get a little bit more sun, and then pretty soon they are happy and ready to be planted in the ground. Having my own grow lights and being able to start my seedlings has taken away my dependence upon our local nursery and their supply for the plants that I need to grow in my garden. It's helping us to become a little bit more self-reliant. Traditionally, I have used a process called winter sown to start our seedlings, but this is just a more surefire way to make sure that it all gets done, and it's more effective. We can use these lights for a couple of purposes. One is to get a jump start on the season in the spring and extend that season. We would also use these lights to grow plants, to get them up and going so that we can use them in succession planting. Succession planting is having another plant ready to go right into the ground so that that valuable real estate in your garden is always producing something during the growing season.
For lots more details, see our post entitled Best Inexpensive Grow Lights for Starting Seedlings Indoors. Also check out our videos. Poor Man's Greenhouse.
This video is cool because it shows a process called winter sown that I use to start my seedlings traditionally every year. And if you don't have anything else, you can start your seedlings and get a jump on the season as long as you have an old plastic container.
Also check out Prepper Survival Garden. This year is a great time to grow a garden with everything that's going on, with all the struggles and concerns. This provides you with the food that you need at a reasonable cost, and it's more healthy than anything you can get in the grocery stores. So check it out. Our grow light system has worked extremely well. The initial costs are manageable, the operating costs are very reasonable, and it's going to last for many years. It has totally reduced our dependence upon expensive nursery stock, and it's going to pay for itself in a short period of time. And now for the questions of the day. What experience do you have growing starts indoors? And what advice do you have for our audience? Comment below, and thanks for being part of the solution.